Hey, Domain Dave again from cheapwinefinder.com. Another wine, again, 2025 style. This is a $8.99 French wine I found at Trader Joe's. It's kind of hidden away. Trader Joe's wines have got me confused lately. I don't know what they're doing, but there are still kind of little gems that can be found here. And this is I'm going to say this in English rather than the French version, the Authentic Company Beaujolais Villages 2023. In looking up this wine, I did find a Les Authentiques winery, but everything is Authentic Company wines in Beaujolais. Being authentic is very in nowadays. And I'm not sure why. I don't know if they felt they got away from their roots and now they're back to it. This is a $8.99 wine. It was from a company that has a lot of different producers from about 12, 13 different regions in Italy. Most of them are organic and even biodynamic, but not this one. And what do we have here? So we got a Beaujolais Villages. How Beaujolais works, Beaujolais is south of Burgundy, while Champagne is north of Burgundy. And this is how a lot of French wine regions actually classify themselves. If it just says Beaujolais on the label, there are like 90 different villages that could have vineyards around it in the region, and it could be from anywhere. It's just taste of Beaujolais. And then the villages. There are 38, 39, like I see different numbers that are said to be better, the more outstanding villages. And a Beaujolais villages can be from more than one of those, for the most part. And then there's Cru, and there's 10 Cru. And those are like special villages. And instead of Beaujolais being on the label, the name of that village is on the label. And all these are fairly affordable. I mean, when it comes to very nice French wines, $8.99 for a Villages is a very nice price. And the Crus can be usually like under 50 in the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. I mean, these are not wines that go for, for French wines especially, that are super expensive. This one, I'm not quite sure what's about. The website for La Authentique does not show it. They don't show any wines with their brand name on it, but there are mentions of it on the web. So we're going to take a taste of this, and we're going to go. Most of Beaujolais is the Gamay grape. I think they do a little bit of Chardonnay, but it's almost all Gamay. And Gamay is a lighter-bodied red wine that often reminds you of a Pinot Noir, but not always. It has a slightly candied taste to it, but it's a dry wine. It's got that, those soft cherry gummy kind of candies. Got some spice to it, maybe baking spice. Got some plums, got some stone fruit. Not super complicated, but there's nice flavors here. It sips very well. Yeah, and it's 13% alcohol, which in today's market is kind of low. But it's not really. Taylor, sip. Maybe some licorice. It's got some nice different flavors to it. There's some harder, but not really hard-edged spices and flavors. It's mostly softer and sweeter, but it's not sweet. It's got that. Hey, wait a minute! How can it be sweet and not sweet? Well, it kind of is. Yeah, I like it. This is a wine that you can just sip, and it's not going to. Not going to get cloying or anything. It's just going to be an easy sipping wine, which is, I guess, what it's supposed to be. At $8.99, it's not supposed to be anything you're contemplating your navel about. just something that sips well, and it does that. And it's got kind of a bright label, and it's all in French. And Beaujolais always looks nice, and it's kind of artistic. It's kind of like that that love sculpture from the 60s where the letters are all different. They're doing that with Beaujolais. Yeah, it's kind of a nice wine. $8.99 Trader Joe's. Like I said, the Beaujolais Villages tends to be the sweet spot when you're looking for value to flavor, and it is. It's a little bit more. It comes from a smaller area of grapes, though it's not a small area of grapes, and it tastes pretty good. Yeah, I like it. I mean, it's a good way to start the year off without getting too heavy, getting too much wine, getting too much alcohol, getting too many things at your palate after the holidays. This is a good kick back and enjoy a glass of wine. It's the, I'll say it again, Authentic Company Beaujolais Villages 2023. It's actually La Authentique Compagnie, but I go with the American version. That's it for me, Domain Dave, cheapwinefighter.com. Like us where you like your podcast, if you will. It does help. And I'll be back with more wines in the next coming months, days, years, whatever. So adios, keep it cheap, and stay warm. Bye-bye.